So we're here with Terry, and I think he's called John. We met him before to serve some papers at Stockport Court. We're going to witness it, hopefully try and catch it on video.
There's a lot there,
and this is just for evidence purposes to say that we've actually done it. So there's Terry, there's John.
The court cannot refuse to accept it because it's a superior law to what this country is under. This is under administrative admiralty, maritime vessel doctrine, which is fraud. It's fraud because they're not disclosing the fact. So we just can't allow
How've they done it? I thought they were coming to this window. I went in to witness it, and I got to the window where you're supposed to do all the paperwork, and Terry and John didn't even get in. They stopped him at the door, but Terry, with his wiseness,
well, we went through
and
the door.
I'll let him explain.
He wouldn't let us in.
What was weird was there was a comment said by one of the security guards. He said, "We've never seen this before." So
They've never stamped a document in all the time he's worked there.
Should have said you're going to get used to it, mate.
If the security guards get difficult with you, it is I will arrest you under section 24A of the Police Crimes and Evidence Act for interfering with due process by de jure, which is right in law.
yeah,
Do not interfere with me, I'm under constitutional monarchy court orders.
yeah,
This is an administrative admiralty court, it has no jurisdiction over the living man. Therefore, I'm above this court. Do you understand as I speak to you?
yeah,
And they shit themselves. Look what he just did.
yeah, absolutely.
Can you add that on a piece of paper and issue it as a notice?
No, you take it in with you and have it literally, you know, like if you've got
Yeah,
it,
that's what I'm
find it,
thinking.
but put it there on top of your paperwork, you know, like you've got it like
And when
John's
they
got
stop
it.
you say,
There you go, I'm here to issue this, bam, bam, bam,
you
bam,
need to
bam,
read
that's
this
it.
before you
And
carry
no,
on.
because I've done one. I've done a better one than that.
Okay.
I've done a better one than that. It's on the Realme of England at the minute.
Yeah.
And what you do is you print that off and you hand that. If they get any problems, so there you go. I think you need to do that because we had it where he came up with an act, and I went, "That's legislation, isn't it, pal?" He went, "Yes."
Yes.
And I went, "Okay. If I cut myself, do I bleed?" "Yes." "Well, I'm a man then, aren't I?" So he looked at me. I said, "You understand the superior of maxims of law? Fictitious, what is it, a statutory fiction is under legislation and statutory duty. A man is not. Therefore, I'm not under your acts and statutes. I stand above them. Do you understand as I have spoken to you?"
Yeah.
And they walked away. The court manager just went, I said, "You will take these, stamp them. Do you want me to stamp everyone?" Or I said, "Stamp the front, stamp the back. And everything in between is now certified. Do you understand?"
Yes.
And that was at Grimsby. Their stamp received. John will show you
What is
his.
their stamp?
Well, John will show you it in a minute.
It's just like a normal
just a receipt.
little
stamp.
red thing which says Stockport.
Well, some are red, some are blue, some are whatever. They're all different colours. But once they've received them and they've got that, a stop pull, they've got the void order, they've got everything in there, they've got the evidence, right? That's
They can't say they haven't had it.
One, they can't say they've had it, not had it, because this is why we're all wasting money sending recorded delivery letters thinking that's good enough. It's not.
No.
We've got to stop that. And we've now got to hand deliver these buggers and say you served
Yeah.
by due process in law.
Yeah.
This is not a constitutional monarchy court. Fuck off.
So, anybody can serve it,
Yes.
so it doesn't have to be you. You just send me to do it.
Yes. Yeah. Anybody, as long as you know you've got the circumstances of understanding of how much power you actually have within that building.
Yeah.
Because that building, one, is a public building. Two, they've illegally converted it as to March 2025, page 1520 to 1552. They've literally converted you from a man to a vessel, fiction, so that they then can have foreign power jurisdiction upon you without your consent or contract. And what they claim is ignorance of the law is no defence. Well, unfortunately, acts and statutes are legislative, they're not law. And you are under a presumption court of the Bar Guild.
Okay,
for,
yeah, it's just upstairs.
because the Bar Guild has to have a licence.
Sorry, guys.
They have to have a licence, and well, look at that. No, it's way out there. Yeah, we got they have to declare their licence in contract law, and they fail to do it. Therefore, the case is void, and it's estoppel. It's grounds for a permanent estoppel.
Yeah.
That,
Thanks.
so, if you went in, that licence should be visible.
Yes.
So was the stamps?
We can't see you.
So like companies put their insurance up on the wall, don't they?
Yes.
Things like that.
Yeah, but the courts don't.
Right, that's interesting.
So, welcome back to Dark Matters. Another void win, the people are rising. So last week at Grimsby Court, an order in relation to council fraud was voided and stamped by hand with the paperwork officially received. So this week it's a mortgage case, another void, another stamp, and according to security at Stockport Court, in 15 years they've never seen anything like it. So these aren't isolated wins, this is lawful remedy in action, and this is how we hold this fraud to account. So let's make the distinction clear as we have before. If you cut a living man, he bleeds. If you cut a piece of paper, it does not. And that's the difference between the living realm and the dead fiction. So this isn't just about the paperwork, though it is. It's about embodying the energy behind it. So again, it's about our knowing and our standing as living men and women. So, the Realm of England is launching a GoFundMe to expand this remedy, to share it, to teach it, to empower men and women across the land to void these fraudulent orders, stand in truth, and reclaim what was stolen. So, we're asking for your support. Please come and support the movement. Come and reclaim the realm. And here's the long version of that short story. Over to you, Robin Hood.
Hello, guys, and thank you very much for listening and taking time out of your day to hopefully understand and look at what we're actually proving. And it's not about us being nasty, not about us being confrontational. It's about us knowing who we are and what we are. We've got video, we've got other stuff that we've done, we've got the evidence, we've got the documents sealed and stamped. And once the documents are stamped and classified as sealed by receipt, everything then clicks into lawful remedy. And they will be then issued to the Records Office, the High Court, and to the Supreme Court. Put on notice that we are now going to start bringing superior cases to the courts. Now, I know people don't understand that at the minute, and this is what we're going to hopefully get through to everybody. We've also got a gentleman, Alex, today, who has bear witness to things that went off, both at Grimsby and at Stockport County Court yesterday. And he will confirm. Hello there, Alex. Nice to see you again, mate. And literally, Alex will explain that because we knew sort of the layout in there, and John had been before, we sort of sent two there, and we got people in there that could record the service. Now, what we've all got to understand is we've got to stand in a higher position than they are. So when we issue our documents, we are there as a due process server by de jure, which means that we are stood there in right by law, and by law in right, because it flips. And that's what de jure means. It means that you are the sovereign man. You are there to continue due process. They cannot interfere with due process at all, as they attempted to do this, and I advised the security staff as agents and principals of the employment of the court, which is a foreign state court. You interfere with due process, I will arrest you under Section 24A of the Police and Crimes and Evidence Act for interference with due process. He set off, which alarmed the other guys at the other side, and got, I suppose, what they stated was an usher. Is that right, Alex? I don't know which bit you saw from.
Well, I walked all the way around to the window where you would get service. You know, you present your documents, and I was stood there, but I could hear you in the background. And I only saw it out of the corner of my eye. I saw people walking backwards and forwards, and I thought, why are they not letting him in? You know, because I was at the window where you would, you know, serve the documents, they get stamps and they give them you back. I was at that position. So I didn't hear everything very clearly, and it was Gillian that got it on video where everything was dealt with, you know. So it was a bit chaotic, really. It wasn't the normal procedure that it should have been. You know, you were supposed to walk up to that reception area, which would be expected to be the way it works, and it didn't go that way.
No, they were terrified. This is why they all run around like they were chickens.
Yeah, they're not used to it.
No, and they didn't they understood exactly what we were saying, and they understood that the process that we were studying.
Yes.
And this was the beauty of it, that they could not move. They literally went and got up and up and up the chain. And the lady, I'll put them in the Dropbox. I said, you will not. They're not for the Dropbox. This is due process. You will stamp them received. That is the judge's copy. That is the court manager's copy. That is my copy. You will check the information is exactly the same with each copy. I've already done that as the due process server. It is served.
Yeah.
You will now stamp my copy. And she literally froze. If you interfere with due process, I will arrest you. What did she do?
Well, she panicked and she did it as fast as she could because she knew that she was talking to somebody that knew what they were talking about.
And they literally ran to the what is it? And she stated, I won't be stamping them. I said, I don't care. Take them to the court manager. They will stamp them. It's received. And she ran off. Excuse me. They didn't even check the documentation because they were too quick.
Yeah.
They literally took the documentation, stamped our copies received, and wanted me out of that court.
What I would like to point out is the way that it happened so fast, they know that that's what they should be doing. It's not like we've strolled up and had a go at something. This is how it's supposed to be done. And it was done that quick. That's how quick it should be done, and that's how quick it was done. Once they realised you meant business.
And that's where we've got to stand. We stand in truth. We stand in honour. We stand as to the process of law, not their fictitious administrative admiralty doctrine without consent, without lawful right to bring a fictional character to a court without jurisdiction. And they knew that. And I was speaking to the security guard there, and I was being really polite with him and advised him that, look, you've got to know this. This is an administrative admiralty court only. As a processor, I am above this court. Do you understand? And he went, yes.
Yeah. Cool.
This court has no jurisdiction upon the land. Yes. And he literally, they know that they're doing wrong. And they know that that court is in the wrong jurisdiction for the man, because they can't do this. It's a water court, basically. That's all it is. And this is why they didn't want me coming through into the foyer. I mean, Alice can explain this better, because I would try not to laugh, because obviously the guy I went with, we'll call Mr. X, Mr. J. Mr. J was stood at the side of me, and he was petrified. He was like, and he was, oh God, here she is. She shut the shutters on me. She's not going to do anything. I went, watch this. And literally, they capitulate. I won't call it capitulate, but they followed due process because they have to. And once you get them on the fact that you're there superseding their authority, because it's nothing more than a foreign state rule court. And once you stand in superior, they run about. They don't want you in that court Because like I told the security guy, the executor has returned, which means the captain is now in here. You have to part me on board. And they did not like it. That is why they wanted me out of there at warp speed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
At warp speed. So we've now put it under the stopple, permanent estoppel, under the stop, permanent stop, void order, and we're about to make a reclaim back. Because they failed in due process, they failed in what they were doing. And we've got the evidence. We'll show you the documents that have been stamped both by the solicitors and the court, because we've now served them correctly in due process by the highest law in the land.
Yeah.
And I think, to be fair, we and you we all went for a cup of coffee and a chat and everything. And I think, Alex, you were shocked at how fast and how it happened.
Yeah, it was, because it was almost disbelief. It was like, hang on a minute, they've not let him in. He's supposed to walk to this counter and present his evidence, and they'd have a look at it and they'd examine it, and then they'd stamp it. And they panicked when you got to the front door, and then they got rid of you as quick as they could, because you'd ruffled the feathers, let's say. That's probably the best way of putting it. They're not used to people like yourself walking up to the front door and telling them what to do, because they're used to not doing what they're supposed to do. And it was over very quickly. It was a surprise that it was over that quick, because I was stood there with my camera in my hand thinking, where's Terry?
Yeah, they were literally trying to delay. And like I said, they're quoting, they don't stamp them here, you have to put them in a Dropbox. No, we don't. No. Never put a document into a Dropbox, because that is a dead man's box, and they use that box to trick you under the four-corner rule.
Yeah.
Anything in a box is wiped clean. You've not delivered it.
Same as a PO box, isn't it? Anything in a box is a confinement, a coffin, a dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that I was there to witness it. Yeah, to witness it being hand delivered and returned back to your hand as a live transaction in real life, rather than like a paper trail exercise. It was all done in front of me by living people, and I watched that happen myself. And that was the purpose of me being there.
Yeah, but not only were your purpose there, it was to witness the ease in the transaction, but also so that you could give a testimonial statement in truth and fact that I attended the court on this date, this happened, and that was done and dusted. That's it.
Absolutely.
So we now can go back to that court and say, right, by allowing you this fraudulent case to come to court, you've now breached due process of law. You've usurped the imperial crown. You've usurped my constitutional rights, protections, and safeguards. Because you've summoned in full knowledge let's call it what it is, the legal fiction, the all caps name, or a other that you will then illegally convert into something else once it goes in front of the court. Because what you've got to imagine is once they call somebody's name out, you then walk into the court and you go through the swing gates, they put you on the dock. So as soon as you go through them gates, you've opened, and this is into the Inland Waterways Act, you've opened the floodgates, so you're now in the water jurisdiction, maritime vessel jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So now, what I just claimed through the due process, this is why they didn't want me in the court is now back out of water and back on land.
Yeah.
Because land is a superior jurisdiction to admiralty.
Yeah.
And this is what they did not want to happen. This is why they stamped the documents, and we've got So you can clearly see that it's being stamped and being done. And this is what we've got to do. We've now got to get the redress in. We've got to get people there to support and give evidence in real time, in fact. And people have got to do the affidavits, because what we're doing with the affidavits now is we send them to their commerce courts. We put them through the administrative courts for criminal and civil wrongdoing.
Yes, absolutely.
In maxims of law. Because what people have forgotten is how high our law is against their legal fiction law. Every court in England, and I don't care what court you talk about, is now a foreign state court. As to the maxim, a legal fiction is bound by legislation and statutory duty. That's the piece of paper. Man is not. It's the only one phrase that you need. Are you bringing me to court on a legislation or an act? Not for me. So who are you trying to contact? And this is what throws them out. I mean, I did some work, if you understand, on this, because and the stuff that we got, I mean, they threw case law at us, and I just converted it. They said, well, you've got your representation from the foreign guild. You've got this. Why are you concerned about what the man's doing? It's not your jurisdiction. And they literally now have got a document that they cannot handle. It's got the permanent estoppel in there. It's got our reasons for the permanent estoppel until they give us the correct disclosure, which they're never going to do, ever.
Yeah.
And this is why when you get their summonses, their whatever, you challenge it straight away. Jurisdiction, bonds, oaths, jurisdiction of this court. Why have you made a false claim against me in a fictitious name? All caps lettering. This is nothing to do with me. Which department would you like to discuss this with? Department A, Department B, Department C. But you've got to know their language, that they understand it. Luckily for us, there are certain people like myself that know the three departments that they're trying to contact and then blame you for being all three departments, well, which is wrong. It's called illegal conversion.
Yeah.
It's against the rules of law, and it's against the law. So this is where we've got them now literally on a lot of the material that we've got. And I'm not going to sort of put it out there at the minute, because I know there's other groups that are trying to emulate what we're doing, and their paperwork is shocking because they don't understand how it connects with the piece of legislation that they have to abide by, and the true difference between legislation and law, and how we literally put it on the commercial judge's toes, that he's not allowed to sit there. I'm above you. And that's what we've got to understand, that the judges can only conduct a court by consent. They can't force it. It's called coercion, force and servitude. It's a breach of, and look it up for yourselves, guys, it's a breach of their own acts, which is the Slavery Act 2010, under servitude. And it's also a breach of the Terrorism Act 2006, 2010, 2015, political agenda, by making you a political fiction without your knowledge, without your consent, and that you have been made a PSC of a corporation that you have nothing to do with. So all your assets now, your car, your home, your bank account, everything belongs to them. Everything. The money is theirs. It's not money. It is only slavery tokens. It's amazing what they've done. It's slave tokens. It's to give you the illusion of a system that cannot work. The court staff are up to their necks in this because they all know that they're not under law. They're under corporate vessel law.
Yeah.
And this is, and what people have got to realise is, and this is the funny phrase that I love, is that Jesus walked on water. No, he didn't. He navigated through the legal system, their legal system, which is the legal system of the water. And for us to navigate it, that is why we've got natural common law. You've got God's law, the supreme law. And then you've got your sovereignty rights under constitutional protected statutes. And if the judge breaches that, it's basically contempt of court, contempt of superior statutes, constitution, and it's removing you by illegal conversion into a vessel upon the sea. Can't do that either. And this is where we've all got to understand that all these courts and all these judges, they're not under the correct oath. They're not under any bonds. They're under foreign state bonds that have got to be challenged. And they've got to be. And the reason that we're doing the Fund Me page, if you will, is because I want to take these to court now and have every court, because every public building, every building that we go into had to have his insurance up upon in a public space. You go in now, there's nothing there at all. Nothing. You can't get, you have to request it, and they just refuse, don't respond, do not do anything. And literally you're fighting an uphill slant. So now we're going to get it that every judge now has to supply, before any case, their oath, their bonds for redress. And we will make now a full claim on every judge's bond, every judge's oath, and against them personally, because they are now aiding a foreign state.
Yeah.
And that's a breach of the Treason Act. And look it up. 1351, aiding a foreign state. It's there. Usurping the sovereignty of the man. Never mind, it's about the king. It's not about the king. The king is nothing more than a chief trustee of our sovereignty. It states it in the Constitution. There's 54, 55 volumes of it. Stop thinking it doesn't exist. Know your own strength. And this is what we're trying to demonstrate now. And it's picking up, it's picking up, it's picking up. We've got to do this under due process by the jour, by the authority of the Imperial Crown. Because this is what they've moved. They've removed the Imperial Crown from these fraudulent courts. Because all power flows from the Imperial Crown. And they've got to have an Admiralty Commission or warrant, or a High Court warrant or writ, to ensure that they can deal with a matter that is primarily under commerce of the water. So when did we start floating on the water? As vessels. When did we become incorporated vessels upon the sea? As far as I'm concerned, we're walking on land.
Absolutely.
That is a legal conversion, ladies and gentlemen. We are now being traded from the living into the corporate fiction through legislation that we are being forced to believe is law, and it's not.
Yeah.
Legislation is a rule for the fiction. And what a fiction means is somebody that works for the council, the courts, the police. You are under fiduciary duty under legal legislations. The rest of us are not. So what they've done is they've put us all as slaves all working for the state to benefit the state and pay off the Crown's debts. They're not our debts.
It's a
Oh,
ledger, isn't it? Ultimately,
Yes.
it's banking, and it's a legislation ledger. It's
Yep.
banking. We're
Yep.
the collateral.
We are nothing more than coerced slaves by servitude. It's a breach of Article 4, it's a breach of Article 6, Article 8, Article 10 of your Human Rights Convention. Never mind the Constitution, which everybody goes, oh no, it's too old, it doesn't exist. No. You idiots. It states in the document, it is in perpetuity forever. It cannot run out. Parliament is not sovereign. It does not have the authority. It is nothing more than a private guild working under foreign state rule. Get used to it, guys.
So what we're asking for is numbers, isn't it? And to be able to educate. That's what the realm's about.
Yeah,
Because we can't do it for people.
Look, we're the new kids on the block, if you will, right? We've got a few hundred of us now all coming together, all realising, hang on a minute, they've got something here. This guy has gone back to 17-0 with his little group of friends and that have putting this out for next to nothing. People are getting ripped off by other little cabals. Oh, we're going to save you this and we're going to do you this. What a lot of nonsense, right? There's one way, and that is the English way in law. True law. You get a judge, oh, don't start that nonsense. You're in contempt of court. We're now charging you with perjury, contempt of court, and illegal conversion. Leave my court. Do not be afraid of these cretins. They're not judges. They are fake everything. They are colour of law actors, nothing more. You've caught them. We've caught them now. Parliament has to be dissolved. It's as simple as that. It doesn't have sovereignty, can never hold sovereignty. It is a franchise corporation only. It is trying to stand in breach of maxims. No two jurisdictions can stand in the same state. No two states can stand in the same jurisdiction. And they're trying to stand under the imperial crown, pretending, while also stood in the inner city of London under the Bankers Guild. Can't do that. And you cannot remove the people's sovereignty. End of story. End of it. They are wanting the millenniums now to think that they do not hold them by the short and curlies. We do. Look at the 100-year-old veteran that was on TV and apologising for defending freedom and democracy. Because this is not what he fought for. He did not fight for Parliament to literally run roughshod over the people. And it's our ignorance and our greed that we've been led to believe, oh, you're getting money, you're getting this, and it's all free. It's not free. Somebody at some stage has to pay the piper. And it's going to collapse under its own weight of fraud. But that's up to me and you to stop. That's up to us as a nation, not a state. A state is a corporation. A nation is the people. It is the land that we stand upon. We're not paddling in water. Well, we are today because we're chucking it down here. But we are stood upon the land, right? And the lord of the land is superior to the, what is it? When the CPA, the legal advisor goes, or the barrister says, oh, this is a lord of the land issue. You're in contempt of court. Here you go. And I've done the paperwork you served. Contempt of court. This is not the lord of the land issue, the man of the land issue. I've never disclosed that I'm a man of the land, even though I am. As to God's verse in the Holy Gospel. God created man from the earth, the dust of the earth, and through his nostrils breathed life and living soul. Are you defying God's law? Because I am a man of the land, as to the Bible, the holy gospel of God's word. As to the beginning, there was the word. Boom, yeah. Now they're in absolute turmoil.
And I think if you are deciding or thinking on joining the realm, you should join just for the great use of the word cretin, which I've not heard for an extremely long time. That's it. I want to join just for that alone.
Well,
Just
this
to
keeps
know.
going
It's
through
about
mine.
all of us now. It's about bringing everything to account. I want to start doing now, by all of us, UCC courts. Blaming our magistrates court back and kicking these out.
Mm.
When everybody says, oh, there's no laudable titles, don't be ridiculous. That's why when you get the manufacturer's certificate, what is the manufacturer's certificate? It is an laudable title. Do not give it to the state. But we've got to, I'm telling you, I've paid for this vehicle. Well, no, you haven't actually. It comes from their bank account. It's their money or their tokens that you're using. But we've never agreed to that.
Yeah, those are the only ones we've been given to use
Correct.
by them.
So it's their
Well,
fraud
from
by
day one, yeah.
administrative error.
Yeah.
So this is what the beauty is. We've now got I won't say this a system because it's not a system. Everybody's different. Everybody's case is unique in its own way. But we've got to go through the proper law. We've got to bring in our constitutional safeguards. We've got to challenge them and challenge Parliament. You say you're sovereign. Prove it. He who claims must prove maxim of law. We no longer want you. You're dissolved. We're now ordering the House of Commons to dissolve Parliament. And it has the power. This is why they're trying to get rid of the House of Commons. This is why Prince William has now issued a 15-page constitutional document to Keir Starmer. Who do you think you are? You don't rule us, we rule you. This is the Separation of Powers Act. That's why there's 3 separations of power. There's the monarchy that works for us, because as to George V states, he is a servant of the people, because he's a true trustee of the people's sovereignty. Right? We've got then Parliament that deals with commercial codes, legislation. You've got then the House of Commons that keeps the separation, and we've got the judiciary. But now what's happening is Parliament is now instructing and appointing judges. It can't do that. It doesn't have the authority to do it. It's the people that instruct the judges. It's the people and the Constitution that instruct the judges. This is why it's a foreign state. They are now, and you look it up, prepaid judges. Breach of the maxim of law. To no one shall we sell. To no one do we deny. To no one will delay justice. But people have forgotten who we are.
Yeah.
Without us, their entire system collapses. Look at what's happening in Italy at the minute. They're on permanent strike. They're bringing the government to its knees. We're not doing this anymore.
Absolutely.
We're not paying you to rip us off. I mean, if we had a normal job and got caught fiddling left, right and centre, do you think we'd still be in a job on Monday morning? We'd be clicked. Here you go, come with us, son. You now need to give a statement. We're bringing formal charges of fraud, deception, theft, all the rest of it against you. But yet a politician doesn't. I mean, how does the head of the tax get away with a £5 million defraud? 5 million.
because they all register themselves as companies and limited liability. So it's the company they go after, not the man, isn't it? They're all protected by. That's what that veneer is. Corporation, isn't it? It's just
Right, so
it's a
and it also they rely on parliamentary public. This is why you cannot stand in two states. You cannot be a private corporation, and you cannot be a man. Sorry, but no, you are one or the other.
Yeah,
And that's it.
Yeah. They're public servants.
You're either a public servant or you're not. And if you're incorporate, then you have to declare that your corporate interest. It's there. And every one of these smucks is corporate. I don't care who you are. They're all corporate. This is why now that a lot of the new politicians are going, what the hell is going on? It's being reported that a lot of them now are so disenchanted with Keir Starmer, they're now doing a proper revolt and are literally getting ready to oust him. Because I think they know that they won't be in a job next time. And I think the people have now got to the stages, we're not voting anymore. We're not doing this. And people are coming off the voters register, which you have to do because you're voting as a fiction. I mean, I'm not being awful, guy. You're all puddled. What does it say? I mean, all of these people that have signed the petitions, I fell about laughing. I went on and had a look at these petition things. What does it say in the top left-hand corner? You have to be a UK slave citizen.
Exactly.
So you tick that box, and what have you just confirmed? You're a slave. Your opinion doesn't matter. Your opinion does not matter. It is that it's that simple. We don't have to listen to you. You're a numbnut. You don't know what you're doing. This is why we cannot do their petitions. We do our own petitions in de jure, by due process. You are removed until we can investigate all of your wrongs, all of your frauds. Nobody knows, but in 2024, there was a High Court judicial review of PCCs, police and crime officers, police and what are they called? Police and crimes commissioners, right? They have no jurisdiction. The police claim that they get their common law rights from her. No, they don't. They've no mandate from the people. What a joke. And it's there, but they're burying it. They're literally trying to bury all this stuff from us so that they can pretend that they've got no police officer can arrest you. None. It's a foreign state. It's under Admiralty water jurisdiction. They're in warships to come and take your bonds, your insurance certificate, which is held by the state. It's a farce.
Yeah. And it literally is. It's literally a criminal racket. It's just a criminal fraternity. That is literally it. These are just corporations trying to attempt to, like I say, subvert the whole system. But the legal fiction and the understanding of jurisdiction is the absolute key, not only to the true nature of all existence, and that's literally where it leads, but without going there, it is the answer and the end to this tyranny. It's as simple as that, but we need the numbers. We need people to at least grasp just the basic. And the basics, when we can explain it as we do in the realm of England, we can keep it as simple as that. It ends when we end it.
Well, this is the whole point now. Sorry, Alex, but just one quick final point before I let you jump in.
No problem.
Is that what we're going to try and do now is get people not to the same level as myself and the group and stuff, because I think, it's probably a bit too much to ask. It took me 2.5 years of literally 18 hours a day studying and going through and breaking down stuff. But what I want people to do is literally what we're going to try and do now on the realm is set up Zoom calls to make it cheaper and easier for everybody, that we're not all running to one thing on council tax, speeding, parking tickets, this, that, mortgages. With equity, you must stand in clean hands. But you cannot ask, if you do not do it correctly and ask for certain key elements within the mortgage con, you will lose every time. Every single time. So we've got to wash your hands, reclaim your status in clean hands so that you can start the process and prove that their con was bigger than your con, and it was all done through illegal conversion and coercion and without full disclosure as to contracts law, and it's got to go through so many little fences until we supply the knockout blow. But what this whole thing is now is we've all got to understand that it's not just about me, it's about you. It's about you. It's about you. Are you prepared to allow your neighbour to be violated? Are you allowing your kids to be terrorised by the state? Because this is who's doing it. This is supposed to be your politicians. You can remove your politician like that if there's enough of you. Only needs 10% of the people that voted issuing to your MP, we don't want you anymore. You have broken all of your mandates. We now, the people, remove you. And we will be putting an injunction and estoppel and the rest of it that you no longer can claim anything. This is our shield against your corruption.
Alex, did you want to say?
Absolutely. There's lots of different things I could say. I mean, one of my things is a lot of these people hide behind their positions and the corporate veil. They don't realise that as they do that, if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, the corporate veil is not actually there. They become personally liable. And I could be slightly wrong there, but that's my belief. And you have to like he just said, you have to have clean hands. You have to be honest and upfront with everything and not hide anything and not. You have to behave, and if you're up to no good, it will come to light. And that's what's happening. There's a lot of people now asking me questions. I haven't got all the answers. That's why I'm looking for the answers from people like yourselves as well. But there's lots and lots of people now who are asking and looking and joining groups.
Well, this is the point I'm going to try and make is look, get the group, get the right group. This is paramount. It can't be just a coffee morning. Get the right group that are going to stick together and defend each other. And that's what I'm trying to bring together with the Realm of England. All these micro communities and everything else, they're great for a thing. But I'm going to take their terminology now. We're looking for a great reset.
Absolutely.
And reverse. We're now going backwards so we can come forwards. We are the Realm of England. It stands for the real me, not the fiction. And I'm from England. I'm not from the state, Great Britain, or the United Kingdom. They are slaves. I am not a slave. I want the real me to stand forward. Any judge that doesn't like it, contempt them. It's that simple, guys. We can do this under due process. We can do this by de jure, and it's only a certain few words that we want to get. I mean, you've just brought up a valiant point there, Alex, I wasn't going to go into, but we can remove the corporate veil through maxims.
Yeah.
Basically, a trademark, a legal fiction, does not bring harm or loss to the man. It is the man in the name of a legal fiction that brings harm or loss.
Absolutely.
And that's a maxim. That is a maxim and a law. It's a law principle. You can't get much better than those. And there's several that I could literally steam off. And you now have pierced the corporate veil to go after the judge and take all his assets, everything,
Absolutely.
His pension, his house, the lot. And there's other great things that we can do, but like I said, we have to come together.
That's why we have to do everything in honour, because if you're not doing it in honour and you've got an agenda, and then somebody spots that and then comes after you personally because you've not been acting as in honour, then you have to be prepared for the consequences.
The maxim of law, which I'm going to teach you.
We have to go
there's
humbly
another
before
man.
the Lord.
Look, I mean, the
Not
other
be
one that you're trying to say, Alex, is this one. A man who stands under an unconstitutional act or statute must face the perils and consequences of his actions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maxim of law. Senior
Absolutely.
principle. It's a supreme principle of law. Therefore, all these judges that are underwater are now standing outside of an unconstitutional act. Therefore, they're in the wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So, like I said, there's a lot of things I know, and I'm trying to get out there as free and as cheaply as I can possibly get it without ripping everybody off, which a lot of these groups do. But we've got to get the numbers, and it's all right join this group, that group, and other groups, and they're all flipping and flopping about. We don't flip and flop. We will do our stuff, but it's up to you to learn the process, and it's down to you and your groups to stay together. And stop thinking it's like a mother's meeting, right? It's about getting there, getting on a Zoom call with us, and saying, right, we're going to do council tax today. This is all about council tax. Anybody that's turned up on the wrong day and we'll try and have 20 minutes with you later in a private call, and we'll assist you, right? On speeding, parking fines, whatever it may be, council, planning permission, whatever it is. We will try and assist you as best of our capabilities that we can at the time. If the guy's not clued up on that sort of thing, he can then put us in touch with you, or a member of the team in touch with you that is fairly clued up on certain different things, and that will help you. We're not asking for 3 grand and 5 grand like some sort of people are, and fortunes and a grand and da. We're literally trying to get this through as simply as possible. It's as simple as that. And we're trying to get you all on the same page, which should never have been turned. We are under and only under the imperial crown, because that's ours. It's not called the living crown for nothing, because it's the living sovereign men and women. They've removed it from all the courts. They've removed sovereignty. This is the war against sovereignty, nothing more. This is to make you completely reliant upon the state so they can harvest you and do whatever they want with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
it's up to us to make sure that we are on the right side.
Yeah.
So, and the proof that we've got is now unmistakable.
Yeah. And I have to say, I've been on this journey a long time. What is it like? Obviously, I've got the law degree and all that, so I kind of know the system, and I always knew how the system kind of worked, but not obviously to this degree. And I started off with common law and then went into commercial law, trust law, equity. I've studied all these things, and I have to say, I've never found anything more powerful than what we're doing now with constitutional law, and obviously with your energy behind it. And it is very, very powerful stuff. And that's why we're trying to get these videos out, like that Alex filmed at Stockport Court, like the footage at Grimsby Court, to try and show people that this is working. And there are people we are the vanguard. We'll take that hit, like you said, Robin. We're not expecting people to start studying for the next 5 years to understand all this. It takes a community, as they say, don't they? And without going into the etymology of that word, but I'm just saying it in general terms. It takes a village, as they say, doesn't it? And if we kind of work together, and people, like I say, just come and get people together and understand the basics, then we can do this, we can finish it. But without that unity, we're going to be fucking absolutely stuffed as a turkey at Christmas, I'm afraid.
Yeah, unfortunately, look, we've got to stop fighting each other and fight them, and literally turn the script. We've got to say, no, away you go. We're done with you.
Yeah. And this is the script. This is the script that they're giving us. It literally, like I say, it is in the heavens. They've took our living memory, our ancestry, and they've turned it into this fictional, fearful consumerism and script. And it's only us that can turn that tide back. Like I was saying, you've got to go humbly before the law. But that's the law. This is the legal system. It holds no power over you when you remember who the fuck we are. Like, simple as that. Not that
Yeah.
simple
It
for
is.
some.
It is. It's we've got to get stuff out there, and we're going to show you the documents that have been stamped. We're going to show you that, obviously, at the end of this, I hope you're going to stop about, and we're going to show you what's achievable simply, politely. We don't need to get aggressive. We don't need to be anything until you need to be, and they try to refuse or to step. And then it is only a sterner word. Right, I will bump, bump, bump. If you mess with due process, this is your consequences. And we've done a document for that. It's coming up on the Realm very shortly. It's gone to the admin, but we're all busy serving documents left, right, and centre.
And I think you've hit the key word there, consequences, and we've touched on it, isn't it? These if you're working in these places, we know how difficult it is because of that debt slavery. They give you your mortgage, your credit cards, you've got kids to feed, we get it. It's a very difficult system. That's how it entraps you. Even if you know something's wrong, you're probably in it because you need to feed yourself and pay the bills. It's a nasty, shitty debt system, and it's, purposely designed. It's not like we've got ourselves into this mess. But actually we have the key and the solution to get ourselves out of it. And if, like I say, if you're joining in with this as a judge, if you're we use that term very loosely at the moment, don't we? If you're joining it in as a policy officer, then you need to stop, because there will be consequences and the piper will be paid. And that's just the law of nature and karma, really, if you believe all that. But there is a war on, and it is good for evil, and it is about picking a side. But certainly knowing our way out of the labyrinth of that they've created, they've done it, like as we've talked on other podcasts, insidiously, bit by bit, over time. And the theatre that they give us, with politics and Trump and Strictly Come Dancing or whatever crap it is, whether it be porn or whatever, this consumer, the lights are flashy over here so that we don't look over here. And it's time to look over here and find the realm, get back onto the land, get that standing under God, our God, not theirs.
Absolutely, 100%.
I bored him to death. He's gone.
No, I'm here. I'm still here.
Still here. Well, I mean, on that note, do you want to wrap it up, guys? I mean, is there because obviously we were just giving an update, and people do want to know more, and this is the first thing that we've seen, because Alex is going to dutifully join our admin team and help us with some videos, so that we can get these. I don't like doing TikTok videos, but we need this out, so we've got to use we've got to kind of dance with the devil's dong there a little bit. So, is there anything you want to finish with, Alex? Anything you'd like to say?
The only thing I would like to say is knowledge is power. And as we all get together and learn more and bounce off each other, we can make these people at these places that think the rule over us behave and do the job properly. Do you know what I mean?
Hold them to accountability.
Absolutely.
But they're not in public office, are they? They don't know that, or maybe they do. But it has been our ignorance, and we're so distracted by the theatre of the place that we've kind of forgotten to look up. But 2020 was certainly the year of 2020 vision, and for those that have eyes to see, we can see exactly what's going on. Robin, is there anything you just want to finish on, and then I'll say my last piece?
Look, we have to now literally make sure that we are stood where we need to be, right? It's as simple as that. And it's as simple as getting the stuff together and putting our truth to that. And I don't mean our truth, it's a fake truth, but it is the proper truth. And knowing the laws and the stuff that catch them out on a limb. And that's the issue that we've got to do. And it's always under jurisdiction. It's as simple as that. It's jurisdiction and your oath and bond. You're in the wrong office. Goodbye.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, everyone, so you've heard it here. The tide is turning. So we're not just talking, we're doing, and we are winning. So we need numbers. We need you. Please come and support the Realm of England. Join us, share the message. And if you can, please donate to help us and continue this vital work, reclaiming our courts, restoring lawful remedy, and standing for those who can't stand alone. We are the vanguard. And if we don't stop this now, no one will. So let's rise together. So, Alex, thanks so much for all your help and support and all the work
Not a
you do.
problem.
And again, Bim, we're all behind you, steaming behind Robin. So let's get this finished. And thanks everybody for watching. Please share the video and we'll see you next time. Good night. God bless.